This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So now you got an idea how to use SLDS classes, isn't it? So yesterday we were saying, yesterday 4 p.m. session I'm talking about. You've seen SLDS. How to refer the SLDS CSS classes, helper classes, right? And how to implement grid. So grid is kind of an element in SLDS, Salesforce Lightning Design System. All right, I hope you got an idea. And we also seen how to navigate to particular record page, isn't it? But videos are uploaded. You can, all of you, videos are uploaded. Yesterday night I uploaded. You can have a look. Okay, so we have navigate. Okay, events. Below the event, we have navigate as object. So this is what we have seen, right? So we get the ID, record ID, and set the record ID to this an attribute, and you're able to redirect to the a particular URL. So this was the component we have implemented yesterday, right? So yeah, this was my component, and which retrieves a list of record from the database, for the account ID, and we had iteration to display the contact in the form of lightning card. The look and feel is going to be in the lightning card, where you'll have a title as the last name, and you'll have a action at the top right side. So here in the action, when you click on the action, the button, view button, we'll be able to see the details of the contact. And in the footer, we set email and phone number. So we implement this component inside the account record page, right? So in order to expose this component to your record page, you should implement the flexi page available for all pages. And to get the record ID of the record page where you are going to implement this component, right? So to get the record ID of the record page, you should implement this interface. So how we are going to get the record ID of the page where you implement this? You have a standard attribute, record ID. So get that attribute and set to the apex method parameter ACCID, isn't it? And then it's your regular stuff. Call the callback, and once action is performed, done, then the callback will happen, will be performed, isn't it, and executed. Then you get the return value and set it to the list. So the list you are going to iterate here. So when you iterate here, we also added the SLDS classes to set the size of the lightning card, because it's a division is a parent, right? Lightning card is a child, so it's a grid component. And we also included SLDS wrap. Why we included? Because um, once the the rows are filled up, the columns are filled, then the next element will go to the another row, isn't it? So we only will include wrap, else it will be continuously uh, added. The rows will be added, lightning card will be added. So one of two, which means that 50% of the row size will be placed, occupied by this lightning card. So we implemented in Service Cloud account page, isn't it? And I go to account page. Right. So these are we're able to bring, isn't it? So we used formatted email, formatted phone number. So we get this, right? And when you click on this, it will take you to the detailed page of the particular contact. Right. So how did you able to get the record ID? We used name attribute. Okay. And this is a browser event, right? This is a browser event. On click of this button, this event is called browser event, right? From the browser, when we initiate the event, then we call the controller method, right? So when you initiate the event, then I can also pass parameter. How we are going to pass parameter? There is a name attribute in the lightning button. In the name attribute, I just pass contact ID. I just refer contact ID. So in the controller side, I can get this attribute by just referring like v dot name, v dot name. So like this, I can get this component value. The component value is nothing but contact ID, right? So if we go here, yeah, v handle is the method we invoke, v handle, and event dot, because we are looking for, we are handling the button event, right? The event, browser event initiated by this button click. So event dot, other attributes you'll refer using component, but we are looking for when a user click on the button, then get the name attribute v dot name. V dot name is nothing but the record ID, right? So contact ID, so con ID, and we set it here, so we're able to redirect. Okay, are you clear? Are you clear with this, all of you? Everyone is clear here? Okay then. We are getting into an important topic, event communication. Okay, we're getting into an important topic called um, event-based communication. You can say event-based communication or event types. So what are the different types of events we have? We have just discussed, right? Browser event. So what are the browser events? Browser events are nothing but you from the browser when user uh, performs some action on click, right? Then over the interface, it can be a button, it can be a checkbox, right? Then you initiate the event, isn't it? It can be a checkbox, input checkbox. On click of the checkbox, I'm going to call the controller method. On click of the button, I'm going to call the controller method. So browser event is nothing but the events that are handled by the controller. Events are handled by the client side controller. So like your lightning button, okay, to save the time, right? So this is a kind of browser event. And we have system event as well. What is system event? System events are fired automatically, during the life cycle, such as initialization. When the component is loaded, I'm going to perform some action. When the component is rendered, I'm going to perform some action. When I say component is rendered, you see here there are render component, right? Whenever you refresh the component, something you would like to execute, then you can have that action over here. Okay, you can add that action over here. So when the initial, doing the life cycle of the component, such as initialization and whenever you modify the attribute. So whenever you modify the attribute, suppose I have a input name or something, we are going to get some employee name, okay, and you are going to give some employee name, which means the attribute is changed, right? So whenever you change something, then it's kind of system event. Then automatically the lightning will refresh the page, isn't it? You got it. Lightning page will refresh automatically. We are not just incorporating any refresh, re-render logic here, isn't it? It happens automatically. Yeah. So such uh, event is called a system event. Example. So we use when the component is rendered. What is the event? Init event. Yeah, exactly. Init event. So init event is we say name equal to init, isn't it? So init event is occurred when the component is loaded. Init event is occurred when the component is loaded. So isn't it? So that's called system event. It's fired automatically. Okay. We have an important type of event is called component framework event. Component framework event. So this is an event type you are going to see now. It's very important part of your lightning. Okay. You must now have good clarity on this in order to clear your lightning interview. You know, you never uh, you never skip this topic in your interview discussions, or you never skip this in real time when you work, build your lightning component, not lightning web component is again this different event communication we do. This is for lightning aura framework. What we are talking about so far is the aura component development, right? Okay, now how it is the name is the name of the guide, lightning aura component developer guide. I'm not sure it was earlier given as the lightning developer guide. Maybe they changed in him now. I'm not sure because they introduced lightning web component now, right? So now we are seeing lightning aura component. Okay, I now later now maybe another 10 days later we'll spend another a week for Lightning Web Component, to learn Lightning Web Component. Okay, so in Lightning Aura Component, how we are going to communicate this component framework based communication, we are going to see. So what is this? This is basically, suppose I have a checkbox. So this is my UI, and this is my JavaScript. Okay, the whole thing is your client, isn't it? The whole thing is your client, and this is my server. Say Apex, for example, it's Apex, and this is your uh, JS controller, and this is your your view. Okay, it's your you can say it's an HTML part. Okay, so here I have button, save button. So when you click on a save button, we call the JS controller, then we call here, like that the flow goes, right? So this is nothing but the browser event from the browser, isn't it? And if you have something like when the component is loaded, then you're going to perform something, then that is going to be a system event, right? That everyone is clear, right? Now what we are talking about is component framework event. So how we are going to perform this? Suppose I have a checkbox here. I have a checkbox here. Okay, and a user click on this checkbox. The user click on this checkbox, right? And what will happen uh, when user click on this checkbox? Then we are going to fire the event. We are going to fire the event. How we are going to fire the event? There will be a we are going to fire the event from the controller side. And click off this checkbox. You are going to call some method. You are going to call some method in the from where you are going like to fire the event. From where you like to fire the event. So this is the component I'm going to fire the event. So when you're going to fire the event, on click of a checkbox, on click of a button, whatever, then you're going to perform some logic, and accordingly you're going to fire the event from the JS controller. So firing event is not from the browser side. Firing event is not from based on some system event. It's going to be fired. It's going to be fired. You know, on user action, and you're going to fire from the JS controller side. Okay, then who is going to handle the event? In the browser side, in the browser event type, who is handle the event? In the browser side, who is handling the event? The JS controller, right? The JS controller itself is handling the event, isn't it? Everyone is clear here. But here, the JS controller is firing the event, and who is going to handle the event? Any of the component can handle the event, not this component, not no necessarily this component. I may have another component in my application, right? My application, maybe I have this one component. Okay, this component one, component A, and I have another component in the application, right? So the component B. So component B can handle this. This is firing the event, and the component B can handle this. So component B also will have a HTML, isn't it? We'll have HTML and we'll have a JS controller. So, right, the component A is firing and component B can handle the event. And when you handle the event, then you can perform some action. Handling means what? You're going to perform some action, right? When you click on save button browser based event, you perform some action, right? Similarly here, a component is firing the event, the other component can handle it. So whatever component handling the event can perform some action here. That's it. Okay. So when you what is the use of this? We are going to communicating from one component to another component, right? That's what I mentioned here is event-based communication, isn't it? So we are going to communicate between one component to another component, communicate between one component and another component. Okay. So I may also pass any value to the another component. I may pass any value to the another component. Suppose I I create an account, a contact here. I create a contact here. Then I pass the contact ID to the another component, right? So that I can create a case record here. Got me? So this a component is used to create the case, and this a component is used to create the contact. So the component A is creating the contact. Then I'm going to pass the record ID here, so that user, we can create the case record in this component. So this record ID of this component, right? So these two are two different components. But how can you establish communication between these two components? With the help of event-based communication. With the help of event-based communication. Got me? So one component fire the event, another component can handle this. So, and you can also pass parameter optionally. You can also pass parameter optionally to the component. So component framework is used to help communicating data between the components. The component event is used to okay. So this is like this. So browser event is not same as framework component event. What you're talking about is framework component event, where which you can create and fire. We create the event. We are going to create the event. It's not like a default browser event or automatically firing system event. We are going to create the event now and fire it in JavaScript controller. We're going to fire it in JavaScript controller to communicate data between the components. This is not like your notes actually from the developer guide. I just pick this. Okay, got me? So example like you can wire up the click event. You can wire up the click event on click of, then call the JS controller and fire the event from the controller side, and then another component can handle this. That's it. Okay, we'll follow this. Right, this is of two types basically. A component framework event is of two types. One is component event and another is application event. So one is the component event, another is application events. There are two types of events we have. Okay, so this is when I say component event, this is not just a component. You can say lightning or a framework event. I would say or a framework event or component in the sense in general lightning component. Okay, but we have two types of events: component events and application event. Yeah. Okay, we call them lightning component framework. And no, not this one. Let me give the right category. This one. It it might be looking like the complexity of your topic is getting increased, isn't it? But not exactly. It would be like, it would be simpler when you communicating the events. Yeah, there are two types of events. It will be simpler when you have become familiar with uh, repeatedly. You need your practice. Okay, you'll see that's it's quite simple topic when you implement this. Okay, so far you're clear, isn't it? So communicating with the help of event that you create and fire it. You create and fire it. Okay, so there are two types of way you can. There are two types of events. The framework event, communicating with framework event. There are two types of events we have. One is component event, another is uh, application event. So I like to make it simple. I have uh, a component. Okay, um, right. Component red. I have component red, and I have component blue. I have component yellow. Okay, I have component uh, brown, like this. So this is component red, and this is component blue, and this is component yellow, and this is component uh, brown or gray. Okay, like, so this we are talking about component event type. So what is component event type? Component event type says component event type says when a component is fired, right? When a component is fired, then who can handle the event? Which component can handle the event? Suppose the component, you know, brown is firing the event, fired by, and which component can handle. So there is a direction, how the component can propagate. Sorry, how the event can propagate. Event propagation. It's not like any component can handle it. There is a propagation. The direction. In which direction? So if a component brown is initiating the fire the event, then which component can handle it? It's not like every component can handle this. Okay, it's called event propagation, right? So component is fired by the event is fired by component brown, then which can handle in the case of component type event, which can handle the case of component type event. So the handle by um, yellow can handle this, yellow can handle this, and red can handle this, and component brown itself can handle this. Can, right? A component brown itself can handle this, and yellow can handle this, and red can handle this. What about blue? Blue cannot handle because blue is not in the component hierarchy, right? When I say component hierarchy, which means component brown is a child, so yellow is the parent to brown, so this can handle, and red is the parent to yellow, red can handle. So if a component brown is fire the event, a component itself can handle, and yellow can handle, red can handle, blue cannot handle. Able to follow this? Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this, everyone? Okay, Srivali, are you clear with this? Right. So, okay, so this phase is called bubble phase. So when you say even propagation, there are two phases we have. One is bubble phase and another is capture phase. There are two phases. The event can be propagated. There are two phases. One is bubble phase, another is capture phase. So by default, the component will work as a bubble. How the bubble from the bottom it goes to the surface, right? From the bottom it goes to the surface. There is a default propagation, even propagation phase. You will see in your component type event. So it will go like this. Okay, but only the component, the hierarchy only. So your component event always works in this way only. Okay, a component is fired. So this is a definition you can say. A component is fired from an instance of the component. A component is fired from the instance of the component, which means it's one of the component instance which is firing the event. Then which can handle? Can handled by the component itself, handled by the component that fire the event, isn't it? And a component in the hierarchy that receives the event. Got me? So it's a general definition of your component type event. Component type event. This is a definition of component type event. Okay, right. There. What about the other phase? So this common to bubble and capture. This is a common definition. Okay, but how the propagation direction? Anyway, the event would be handled by the component in the hierarchy only. But what is the direction that's going to be determined by the bubble and capture? Okay, so this is a bubble phase, right? But in both the cases, either it's a bubble or capture, only the component in the hierarchy only can handle it. You able to follow this? Only the component in the hierarchy only can handle this. What is the other phase? Right? The component brown, right? Fire the event. I'm going to talk about capture phase. Okay. Component brown is fire the event. Again, it's only, I'm sorry. It's going to be handled by brown, yellow, and red only. No change. No change. Same thing. But what we are going to put now, it's going to be in this direction. Capture phase. Right? So what is the what do you mean by capture phase? The capture phase says the event is captured. The event is captured and trickles down from the application route to the source component, which means what? So the top we have application, right? For example, all the components are included in the application. So which is a component, which is a source component here? Source component is the component which is firing the event, right? So this is source. So from the source, the propagation goes from bottom to top. That is your bubble phase, right? The bubble, how the bubble goes from surface to bottom to the surface. That is your default phase. But when you say it's a capture phase, then what will happen? From the application route, that is a route, and it can brown can handle first. Sorry, red will handle first. Then then yellow can handle. Then brown would handle. Like that, the direction will be reversed. But always it's going to be component in the hierarchy only can handle the event. Are you clear with this, everyone? Are you clear? Only the direction is changed, right? Only the direction is changed. Okay, so bubble is a default phase. Bubble is a default. No, you'll see. And how to enable capture, that depends upon the parameter. We'll change the direction. But the component in the hierarchy or component itself can handle the event. That's it. So from the application root to the down to the source is going to be your capture phase. From the source, go to the application root is nothing but your bubble phase. Everyone is clear here? Everyone? Okay, everyone else able to follow this? Right, what are the steps involved? That's what you're going to see now. Okay, what are the steps involved in uh, uh, implementing the component type event? Uh, okay, and application type event is just uh, in another other way, application type event. Shall we explain this application type event quickly so that you'll have a quick comparison? Then we'll get into the uh, demo. Okay, so application type event is works in different way. Let me save this so that you will refer later for uh, sorry, component event, right? So what is application type event? Okay, in the case of application type, application type events. Um, so we have three phases, okay, but we'll discuss about bubble and capture phase now. Sometimes it would confuse you. Let it be bubble and capture phase. We have one more phase called default phase. Default phase is also another phase in application. But let's uh, confine to these two types so that we will not get into much, uh, uh, you know, a complex state. Okay, I like to explain these two phases here as well. So application type. When component brown is firing the event, which can handle the event? Okay, brown itself can handle, yellow can handle, and in addition to whatever the we have seen for component type, blue can also handle it. Which means what? Application type is nothing but is used to communicate across the component. Application type is nothing but you can use to communicate across the component. So this is a definition you can say for your application type. It is like a publish and subscribe, right? A component publish, a brown is publishing the event, and anyone in the application can subscribe for it. There is no like only there is no rule here. Only the component in the hierarchy can handle, like your component type. In application type, every uh, a component can handle this. We'll follow this. You follow this, all of you? Okay. And your bubble and capture phase remains same here as well. Your bubble and capture phase remains same here as well. So when you say bubble phase, then it's going to be from bottom to top. It is a capture from top to bottom. That's it. Okay, it's going to be same. But here, any component can handle it. Any component can handle this. So it's used to communicate across the component. Suppose the brown needs to communicate with another component which are not in the hierarchy, you can go with application type event. Got me, guys? Got me? Follow this. How can I differ application component type? That we are not getting into that discussion, right? We're going to explain that. I'm going to explain. When you implement this, then you will know. You'll come to know. Okay, we'll see quickly. Um, can blue communicate with the brown? Yeah. Yes, you can do that. In application type, you can do that across the component. Any component fire it. In this component, suppose fire the event. Yes, brown can handle this. It's possible. Okay. Yep. Yeah. I would explain the steps in the paint diagram itself, so that you will have one page to it. Okay. So what are steps involved? Implementation, right? The first thing, you need to create a uh, a file. Okay, you need to create a event, because we create the event, right? In the case of a framework, event based frame component lightning framework based event, right? We create the event and we fire it. So we have to create the event and we have to name that event. So how we are going to create the event? A custom event we are going to create. Okay, so you go to your create a custom event. That is the first step. Okay, so for that I go to my org. Okay, and go to developer console. Developer console, lightning event, right? I'm going to create the event. Say I say I name it as something, an employee event, and submit. By default, it's created as application type. Okay, if you like to create a component type, change the type. That's component. That's it. Right? So this is how you create the custom event. So custom event I created. Example like this. The extension of the file is going to be dot evt, yeah, extensions dot evt file. Got me? So you created. So now the name of the event is, what is the name of the event? Name of the event is employee event, is the name of the event. Got me? So this is the name. So for clear, step 2. So now we are going to a component which is going to fire the event has to register the event. The component that fires the event has to register first. First, the component has to register. Then only the component can fire. The component that fires the event has to register it. Register first. Okay. So which event is going to register? Employee event. Right. So now I am going to create one component. Yep. I say so I make it as child A because the component type works like a hierarchy, right? So I make it as child A, and child A is going to register. How it's going to register the event, because this is a component going to fire, so this must register the event. How is going to register the event? With the help of a tag called register event. With the help of a tag register event, and this has two attributes importantly: name, mandatory unit use, type. So what is the name of the event is going to register? What is the name that is going to register? What is the name of the event? Any name you can give. Okay, any name you can give, but the type should be the type. The type should be employee event type. So basically, that's going to take the namespace colon event name, right? So event name we know employee event, correct? No, employee event. Employee event is the name, and what is the namespace? What is the namespace? The default namespace is C. That's it, right? C. And this is the name you can decide any name you want. I'm going to register this event in this name. I'm going to register this event in this name. That's it. Okay. So now you can have any name you want, even the same name you can follow. That's your choice. So this is how you register the event, right? And how we are going to handle this? How we are going to fire it? I can fire this event. This is a component for register the event, right? So this component must fire the event. When you can fire the event from the controller side, right? From the controller side. So here I just include on a button. Okay, then I say and you click in the controller side. So this is here where you are going to fire the event. So what is the format? What is the format you'll use? Fire the event. So registered first. Let me complete the registered. So this is how you registered with the help of Okay, everyone is clear here? Everyone is clear? So far you're good? What happened? Okay, let's see. Right, step 3, firing the event. Okay, how are you going to fire the event? So fire the event in the JS controller side only, right? We will discuss JS controller side only. You are going to fire. So the firing takes this syntax: component dot. I'm sorry. Yeah, component dot get event. Component dot get event, and here you are going to give which event name, right? You registered. So here in this example, we given as emp event, right? Emp event. So this event I am going to get. We take the reference of the event. This is the step we get. Take the reference of the event. So where I take the reference, event reference, then I'm going to fire it like this. Dot fire. That's it. So this is a step involved. You follow this, all of you? Are you clear? Are you clear? First, we create the custom event. Then the component which is going to fire, register it. Okay. Then we fire it. You follow this, all of you? You follow this? Are you clear? Able to follow this, everyone? So far it's clear, all of you? So what is the leftover thing? What is the leftover thing? Handle it, right? Handle this. Because event is fired, then we need to handle this, right? Okay, right. Before I go for this step, what should I do? I need to handle this. Yeah, I need to fire this, right? So I go to JS controller and firing it. How we are going to fire this? Dot get the event reference. Okay, so what is the event? I give the name emp event, and I take the reference, and over the reference you can fire it. That's it. So which can handle? We know component itself can handle. Component itself can handle. If brown fire and brown itself can handle. So how we are going to handle this? We have another tag called aura handler. You know, already familiar with this, right? Handler. We use this to handle the init event. Now we are going to use this to handle a custom event. That's it. Okay. Name. Okay. So what is the name now? It is not init, right? Now it is the name is nothing but emp event. You follow this, all of you? Emp event. And here we are not going to use value. Here we are going to use, sorry. What is the event? Which event? The event file we have to again refer here. That's it. Event type. And then what is the action you are going to perform? So now we we handle the component itself and handle. This is an example of component itself and handle. Okay, source component itself is handling. Right, so here I say handle event or something. Okay, handle event, and I go to the controller. Handled by child A, right? Handled by child A. Right, now we quickly test this. I go to Lightning application, component type app. We need to preview this, right? Reason we go for application. Okay. Right, so I'll just include child A, right? So I have a button here, console, fire. Okay. What's happening? And click OK. C dot. You need to wire it properly, right? Wiring this properly. Okay. And I here as well. C dot. Yep. Okay. Refresh. And make it variant as brand. Okay, fire this, and it's handled by child. Got me? So I'm going to create another component, say okay, parent A, parent A. So here I say like I include this child. Parent A is included child. Okay, so the parent A can also handle this, right? The parent A can also handle the event. So how can I handle? Or handler. So event, that's the name we registered. That's how the name is registered, right? And then uh, event equal to the file name, right? And the action. Right, just I name it and event. Console log, and I would say handled by parent A component. Okay, parent A component, and right, let it be. So now now in the application I include a parent A, correct? To preview this, I included parent A, parent A as a child. So where we fire the event, we fire the event from the no, child A component, and this is a component in the hierarchy, isn't it? This is a component in the hierarchy. Handle this. So this also handling, this also handling. Let's see what. You follow this, all of you? Are you clear? Everyone? Everyone is clear? Everyone is clear? Rahul, you will follow this? So I just fire it. You see here, handled by A first, then it's handled by B, isn't it? So it goes in hierarchy. It goes in hierarchy. Okay. So I say I create an additional another component, parent B. Okay, parent B, and um, parent B. It's included parent A. Okay, and parent B also I say handle it. Parent B. So to preview this, I just include parent B. Okay, let's preview. So fire the event from child A, and you'll see here it goes bubble phase by default, right? A is fired, B A itself handled, and B A handled, then B handled it, right? You will follow this? Are you clear? Everyone is clear here? Okay. So fired by component child A and handled by A itself, and then handled by component hierarchy A, parent A, and then B. That's how it goes. Okay, able to follow this? So we'll change the direction now. Before I change the direction, let me copy this for your reference. I think the last few days notes I haven't uploaded. It is there in the developer console. Okay, you can open the developer console and check it. But I just do this for today. The other notes I will, uh, organize and upload it later. So child E, and your controller. You need to refer the paint diagram to understand the cycle. Okay. Okay, it is there in the paint diagram, right? And you can demo this by including an application. Review this child A, and you will get an output. You will get an output like this. Okay, you'll get output like this. the example 2, you are going to enhance this. You are going to create additional component like parent A. So component the hierarchy can handle. Bubble phase, isn't it? Right? Similarly, parent B. And then we'll have this one. Okay, then you have to preview this. Like this. And you get output like this. Right? Right? Are you clear with this? Are you clear so far? Are you clear for so far? So you're going to see the capture phase. Okay, by default is a bubble phase, right? So how the capture phase works, I'm going to modify the same. No, anyway, I have book example, I mean notepad example here. So in the capture phase, let's see how it works. Parent B, I say phase equal to capture. Phase equal to capture. Okay, and let me check. Fire it. Itself and file by component child A. B is not. I add this. Just hold on, no? Hold on.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, you see now, I included a phase. You know, it should be case sensitive. Okay, it should case sensitive. Capture small case. So phase equal to. So where you would like to capture it? You know, in the handler attribute, the handler tag will have an attribute phase equal to capture. You change the direction of propagation. You change the direction of propagation. So I made it as capture. I know I just included phase equal to capture in the parent B, and parent A is child to parent B, right? So there I just again add phase equal to capture. Got me? And then I would say child A, as well as I say in handle attribute, I say capture. No, phase equal to capture. Now you see the direction of propagation would be changed, isn't it? B, and then A, then child A. Are you clear? Are you clear with this? Everyone is clear here? Everyone is clear here? Everyone is good here? Okay, so how we are going to change the direction of propagation? Direction of propagation. Okay, so guys, are you clear? Everyone is clear here? Event is captured and trickled down from top to bottom. Application root to, okay, and so, but which can handle this? Only component hierarchy only can handle this. Only the direction is changed. That's it, right? Only the direction is changed. In order to do that, now we have uh, to change the phase, include an attribute phase equal to capture in the aura handle. That's it. That's what you are going to do. Okay. So here in child A, I included, isn't it? In child A included, and in child B, child, wherever you like to capture it, wherever you like to capture it, there you can include this. Right? Wherever you like to capture this, you can include this. You follow this, all of you? Are you clear with this, all of you? Are you clear? Parent A, I included. Parent B, I included. Now, what would be the output you would get? You would get the output uh, in this problem. Everyone is clear here? Everyone is clear now? For every handler, do we need give space? Wherever you like to capture it, give the space. That's it. Wherever you like to handle this, capture it. Yes, bubble by default, right? So wherever component where you don't use a bubble capture, it happens, as per the bubble phase. But we'd like to capture this. In other words, where would you like to capture this? Use capture, or else it will go in a default bubble phase. That's it. Or else it will go as a default bubble phase. If you like to change the direction, not changing direction, where you like to capture this, just include this phase equal to capture. That's it. But only the component in the hierarchy only can capture. That is always going to be the case in component type event. That's always going to be the type case in component type event. Only component in the hierarchy only can handle this. Okay, you got it? Able to follow this, all of you? Are you clear? Are you clear? How to pass parameter? We just communicating, right? But what we communicate, we just handle fire and handle. But whether you can pass data, yes, you can pass parameter while firing and handling, right? We can pass parameter. Okay, to pass parameter, first you should have attribute. First you should have attribute in your in your component, in your event. I created event here, right? This is the event. So here, which data you're going to pass. You have to set the attribute here. Ara, right? Okay, so if this um, okay, let me, this attribute I'm going to pass, the value I'm going to pass. Then you have to declare that attribute in the event file. Got me? The next step, I go to the that required to pass. Which one you like to pass? That you can include as an attribute here. Okay, step 2, you get that attribute, get that parameter. Get the parameter in the oh no. First set the parameter in the client side controller. So where you write client side controller where the event is fired, isn't it? Where you are firing, there you have to set right value for this. Got me? Where you fire, there you have to set the value for this. So we are going to set now suppose this is the this is how you fire it. This is how you fire this. Okay, so here if I'm going to set value for this, then what I'm going to do, event reference dot set param. Set param. You know how to set the parameter. You have to go with the format. Okay, one parameter only, right? So emp name colon double quotes or single quotes, whatever. That's it. So I said this. Right now, able to follow this? And then step 3. Now we are going to get this parameter. Where you will get this parameter? Where you get this parameter? Wherever you handle this, right? Wherever you handle this. Okay. Okay, here get the parameter using get parameter in the handler side controller. In the handler side controller. Okay. So we'll do this now. Here I already included the parameter emp name, and in the right the component which fire the event, right? So there I'm going to get it. Sorry, event ref dot set param. Okay. Value is set, and say for example, I handle this. I like to capture this in parent A, right? Parent A. So parent A, I just go and I'd say event dot event dot event dot get param. Okay, get param. So what is the parameter name? Emp name. Emp name. Okay, so where employee param. Else what I do, I just declare an attribute here. So that will set that attribute. So parent here is handled, okay, handling this. And yeah, so component dot set v dot my emp name, comma, this one, right? So now let's preview this quickly and see what happens. Okay, working. Child A is firing. Okay, and then okay, we changed, right? So let do not confuse with this phase now. Let's go with the regular phase. You can change this later. You can tie this with the capture phase later. Let me go with the regular example how it works. Default phase, right? I removed phase, capture phase everywhere, and then now we'll see what happens. Yeah, phase doesn't have an impact, I believe. Let's check. Let me check quickly what is the issue. Oh yes, if it is a set param, then I don't use braces. If it is set params, then I can use set param or params. Anyone can use. Set params if I use, then I don't use braces. Okay, set param if use, I don't use braces. Set params I use, then I have to use braces. That's the syntax I believe. Okay, and handle here, and again, okay, get param. Just simply I give like this. Wait, let me check. Fired by component. Why it is so? Handle variant. Set params. right. I just missed this. Sorry. I have to display this, right? I'm expecting. Isn't it? I have to include this. I'm sorry, I forgot this. Then only you can see the message here, right? I'm just looking for a message over here. Okay. Employee name is, isn't it? You able to follow this? You got it? So the value set by the controller child, and I'm able to receive this by using uh, get pair. By using get pair. Okay. You follow this, all of you? Guys, you follow this? So set this and get the parameter. Okay. So this basically is used to get the parameter. Handle and get the parameter. You know how to preview this. You take care of that. And, you will get output. You know, uh, you get the output when you preview this. That's it. I don't include this. You take care of. Are they all clear with the component type event now? They, they it's not date 9, 10, right? I think I didn't uploaded the notes for you for the past 2 days. I just put it as a label like a component type event. Okay. Later I will change the name. Right. Hope you're able to follow this, right? All of you. I'll upload this note for your reference quickly now. The other day notes I will capture in your notepad and upload it. Give me time today. I'll upload it. For now, as of now, I just move these component notes, type event notes. Okay, see you tomorrow then. Take care. I'll upload over here after the session, after once I wind up. Thank you.